everybody. This is Ryan McClanahan with HistoryThroughCards.com. I want to tell you a little bit about one of my all-time favorite basketball sets, and obviously it's the 1971 Topps basketball sets. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the set in general, and then I'm actually going to just show you a lot of the cards, and hopefully, maybe this might inspire you guys to want to collect this set. First off, it's not all that cheap these days. You can get lucky if you're not purchasing, I guess, graded cards. Let's just say, uh, I got the majority of this set during the pandemic, and right when they started opening up card shows again, I picked up some probably the biggest names. I had maybe like two or three of these cards floating around a couple of years ago, specifically the the Pete Maravich here. I picked up probably about 2015 or so for I think about 30 35 bucks, which is not a bad deal. And this is actually quite a nice card. From what they've said, this card is a short print, and I'm not sure exactly why it's a short print. It is a very popular card, probably even more so than his rookie card, in fact. Um, but it is actually one of my all-time favorite basketball cards in particular. There are a few other basketball cards in the set that I really do enjoy, specifically the Lou Alcindor and the Oscar Robinson. Both are really fantastic looking cards, as is Freddie Lewis. I am going to show you Freddie Lewis.
Not anymore.
But
MySlabs.com is the web's premier
oh
no!
no,
for buying and selling slab cards, sealed
it's the
wax,
personal
and now
finance dad
electronics
taking
and digital
over
collectibles.
my
So the next time you're
my
forced to pay
video.
10% or more to
Dustin,
sell something
buddy,
from
what
your
are you
collection,
doing?
head over to
Hold on, guys.
MySlabs.com and join
I
the
gotta
1%
take care of this.
revolution.
I'll be right back.
What's up, everyone? You know
Nope.
what night it is. Wednesday night.
Oh my God.
With Dustin, the artist formerly known as
You know,
the personal finance dad.
these guys just
Currently and going forward,
these
known
guys just take
as
over my
Sports
video.
Dad.
I can't believe it.
Guys, we did it.
All right,
We
guys.
got
Let me
Dustin
take care of this.
and
I'll be
his
right
team.
back. All right. So where were we before Brad and Dustin decided to bomb my video? Oh yeah, okay. So the specifics of the set. It's a set that consists of 233 players. The first 144 cards, 1 through 144, are NBA players, and cards 145 to 233 are ABA players. And the ABA is actually it actually consists of 11 teams, which I'm not entirely familiar with the ABA as I should be, though I think it's really interesting. And I'll probably get to an article about it at some point. And the set also has 36 rookies in it as well, which I think is amazing, and 40 Hall of Famers. I mean, think about that. There's not a whole lot of sets out there that have that many Hall of Famers. And the thing is, I think there's going to be more Hall of Famers added at some point, specifically Freddie Lewis and Bob Love probably will get in the Hall of Fame at some point. Um, and the set is really kind of broken down to 232 card sheets, and from what I've heard, that there are 29 NBA cards that are double print in the second sheet. So the packs also were basically 24 cards, 24 packs per box, which is kind of, I guess, lighter in a way. I'm more used to the 36 packs per box when I was a kid. So they're from what I've heard too is that, and this I think this really kind of makes sense, that basketball has always been printed at 1/3 that of baseball by Topps. Um, and so there's also uh, let's see, two 12 count boxes. I guess, and those are extremely rare. I think it's the only year they may have actually did that. So Uh, Getting back to the stars and the Hall of Famers in this set, um, you got and the rookies, of course, and it's what kind of makes this set, not just um, the photography and the design, which is absolutely fantastic. You're gonna find Oscar Robinson being the first card in the set. I do have it. I don't have it here. I'm going to definitely show you all of these cards. So you guys are going to want to stick around as well. Um, Bill Bradley, Elgin Baylor, Willis Reed, who I think is a pretty fantastic ball player. His rookie is not in this set, or I think even in 1970. I think he's actually in the 1968 tops. Um, there was a tops test set. Yes, that tops test set is actually very rare. It's a beautiful set, but it's just really kind of too rare for the majority of collectors. Which, if you're looking for Hall of Famers to add to your collection, I think the 1971 and 1972 top sets, and maybe even 1973, might be your best options. Um, anyway, the set also has John Havlicek, and for me being in Boston, Havlicek is a huge name, and it's a card that I could not pass up. Uh, let's see, Jerry West also makes an appearance, and um, if you can't grab his rookie, which a lot of people cannot, unfortunately, because it's just skyrocketed, this is going to be another great option for you. Obviously, Jerry West is just an amazing ball player, and he is known as the logo man for a good reason. Um, and then, this also has Wilt Chamberlain, and again, same with the West too. Most collectors cannot afford Wilt Chamberlain's rookie. I ended up getting that rookie years ago when it was vastly cheaper. I mean, vastly cheaper. Today, that card is worth more than my '84 Oldsmobile Shipbox Supreme. Uh, I could probably get like a whole fleet of '84 Oldsmobile Shipbox Supremes. Anyway, um, you'll find Hal Greer, whose rookie is in the 1961 Flair set. Calvin Murphy, again, Pete Maravich. Now, I do think that this card is more popular than Maravich's rookie, and I'm not entirely sure why this card is a short print. But if you are looking for a Maravich card, this is going to be a great addition to your collection. Um, let's see, Walt Frazier, JoJo White, Dave Bing, a huge name. Billy Cunningham, another, I think, maybe underrated ball player. Uh, Jerry Lucas, another underrated ball player. And from the clips that I've seen of Jerry Lucas, I thought he was really good. Obviously, he's in the Hall of Fame. Um, and then you have Jerry Sloan, Hall of Fame basketball coach. You have Wes Unseld, from what a really amazing ball player in his early years. Connie Hawkins, Dave DeBuscher. That's a name that I haven't heard in a while, but he was also a baseball pitcher as well. I think for the White Sox. So he was one of those two sport guys, and baseball really kind of didn't like that at all. Gail Goodrich, another really I think underrated ball player. Nate Thurmond, let's see who else. Don Nelson, Hall of Fame coach. He's really kind of a sleeper, I think. And then you have let's see, Elvin Hayes, Walt Bellamy as well. And now for the rookies, this set is really also known for its rookie cards as well. Obviously, there's 40. No, I'm sorry, 36 rookies in this set. And some of the Hall of Fame rookies, Spencer Haywood. No, Spencer Haywood was a very difficult card for me to grab. It was actually one of the last ones I think I have gotten um, since Freddie Lewis. And from what I've noticed about the Spencer Haywood in particular is that it's notoriously off-centered. And these cards also have print spot problems as well. And there's also another problem as well with the printing itself. And I unfortunately I don't have one of these cards, but when you look at the the um the printing here, it can get kind of like it can go missing, is what I'm trying to say. Like the Milwaukee or whatever it is, um, it can go missing. So the black in it, or it's gonna be cut off. And I'm not exactly sure how that happened, but I have seen cards where um, the printing has gone missing. Um, this card set also has Nate Archibald's rookie, which is a little on the expensive side. I'm not gonna lie, it is pretty expensive. Dave Cowens, a huge name, especially in Boston. Uh, let's see, Chet Walker, Zelmo Beatty. Let's see, Rick Barry. Rick Barry's rookie in the set is one of the keys, and it is quite nice. I do enjoy it. Charlie Scott, Mel Daniels, which was another card that I had a really hard time trying to track down. Um, let's see, Dan Issel, another huge name, and it's one of my favorite cards actually. It's a great looking card. Roger Brown was another card that I had a hard time finding, and let's see, um, there was another Rudy Tomjanovich. And now so I know of Rudy Tomjanovich because of an unfortunate incident that happened between him and Kermit Washington in 1977, and it really kind of almost destroyed Tomjanovich's career, and it really it wasn't a good thing. Let's put it that way. Um, and so this set really is an amazing set, guys, and I really kind of want to get your thoughts on it too, and who your favorite ball player is from the '70s. And also, I want to ask you guys a question too. If you think that any one of the players playing today could play in the 1980s or 1970s or even 1960s NBA, because from what I'm hearing and from what I remember watching Larry Bird and our big three Celtics, um, and it was a vastly different game. It was a much rougher game, um, and from what I also remember too about attempting to watch basketball was that it was not all games you could see, right? So actually, I wrote about this too in an article on the 1981 season, um, that basketball was very unpopular back in the 1970s and the 1980s especially, and that's one of the reasons why Topps decided to stop producing basketball after the 1981-82 season, and then it came in where Star Company Basketball ended up um, issuing cards. And from what I remember about that set, those are great sets, and it's a different. Obviously, it's a different aspect, but Star Basketball now has a fairly decent popularity than it did when I was a kid, and I can remember a time when I really was wanting to kind of collect basketball. There wasn't a whole lot to collect though, and one of the kids in school actually he had a bunch of these star basketball sets or cards, and another kid said, "You don't want those cards because they're not worth anything. Nobody is collecting them." And uh, from what I remember, they were usually thrown out in the trash. Um, I didn't really see 1971 or 1972 Topps basketball sets or cards as a kid. I saw very few, even in my 20s. And then again, like I didn't start collecting them until the pandemic in 2020 and 2021. It had just so happened that I was watching Dustin, the personal finance dad of all guys, and he was talking about basketball. and I had actually a few of these 71s as a kid, but not really too many. I had, like I said, I grabbed the Pete Maravich back in 2015 or so, and I think I had a Dave DeBuscher, and that was about it. But those were really kind of given to me by like dealers and collectors, and so the thing is, after I saw or was listening to Dustin talk about basketball or vintage basketball, I think he was talking about vintage basketball. It kind of got a light bulb in my head, and it was kind of like, all right, maybe it's time to start looking into these two sets. I did like them, but it's kind of the kick I needed really, and uh, and then the pandemic happened, and um, prices were pretty cheap, and the cards that I really wanted, like the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and the Oscar Robinson, I grabbed from a really awesome dealer who had these cards, and they were all raw, so they're all pretty cheap. Um, as you guys may or may not know, I am not a fan of grading companies or graded cards. The only reason why I'd grab a graded card is for the card, not the grading company. Um, However, with that, guys, I want to show you these cards. And again, thank you very much for stopping by and checking the stuff out. And leave a like and subscribe. And I'll talk to you later. And stay tuned. All right.